welcome to my floss tube. I'm Nancy and this is Bohemian Stitchery. I have not recorded a floss tube for a very long time, but it's 2026, it's a brand new year, and a brand new year means we get back onto the wagon and we start posting again. So Carla and I have pledged this year we're going to up our social media game, and we're going to increase our floss tube postings. So I thought best way to start is going to be with a WIP Parade. Unfortunately, I can't do this all in one. I currently have, and I think I've got it written down here. This was the end of last year. I had 175 large WIPs, and then I have another 28 mini WIPs. I've also started a couple of new things at the beginning of this year. So of that 175, I'm probably now up to about 180 WIPs. So there's no way I'm going to do this all in one shot. So I'm going to do A through to about F to this one. The next one I'll do G to wherever, and then I'll finish off. This could actually take 4 videos, I think, with the number of WIPs that I've got, but hey, that's okay. We all love a WIP parade, don't we? Woohoo! Anyway, so I am going to start with a few finishes, because believe it or not, I actually finished something this year. Oh my God. I can't remember what I've already shown or not. It's been so long since I've posted a video. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I vaguely remember finishing. I think I have noted down that I finished them, but whatever. All right, so the first one is this one. It always seems impossible until it's done. I think this was a chart from Circus Stitches. I've done it on a 14 count piece of Ada, which is quite pretty, using a cottage garden thread, which was fun, nice to stitch. Okay, that's that finish. The next one, this is from my friend Michelle, who in the UK, who has set up her own Etsy shop. I think it's called Mitch's Stitches. I will try and put a link, if not below this one. I'll just check with her what the link is to the shop. She has got lots of charts. I've done some model stitching for some of them. I'm currently stitching a series which I suggested to her to do, and she's run with it, and it's great. Actually, saying that, that's another WIP. That's a mini WIP as well. That's another one to add to my collection. Anyway, this one is not available for sale. So, because as you know from the quote, and she didn't, they wouldn't give her permission to be able to use it to turn into a chart, but she charted that and then sent it through to me to stitch, which I did. I changed the color on it. I used a green, obviously 14 count Ada, and then I just used an ombre number of colors which went on that. So I got that one finished as well. As I said, not available for sale, that one, but it's another one of hers which is available for sale. Breaking news, I don't care, which I like. Again, easy, simple block stitching, great myth stitching. Okay, it's funny because I'm looking at the video and it's actually coming up backwards, but I have faith that it won't come up backwards when I post this video, so that's okay. And then the final one of hers that I finished, it's called an earworm. She's got a series of these. And that one obviously is just a jump to the left. I have requested another one from her as well, which I know she'll get around to eventually. But these are great little stitches for using up like ends and stash, and they're good. I have so many, bits of like random skeins of thread, and I've got like a single skein which you can't do anything with because you don't know how much you're going to need, and so you use for one of these that didn't even take a full skein. It only took about half, so I've still got another half a skein to do another one in. So yeah, I really love these little ones that she's done where you can actually just use up spare thread. Okay, so that's my finishes. Woohoo! All right, let's start on the whips. Now, I will start with this first one because it's on my Q-snap at the moment, and I am gunning for a finish for this one this year. Let me just take it off my Q-snap so you can see the whole lot. It is Arctic Blast by Carolyn Manning. Sorry about my scrappy pieces of paper. That is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And I am currently at 38.5%, which is, I can't remember, over 14,000 stitches on it. I know, that's amazing for me, and that's where I'm at with it. Sorry about the crunched up fabric. It's looking great. I stitched down the bottom. Do you know, the weird thing about this one, when I started it, I folded my fabric, as you do, started center. Okay, that's what I did. So you tell me how on earth I ended up with that much space at the top and that much space at the bottom. I know I started center. I'm sure I started center. I folded my fabric. Anyway, at least I've got enough space at the bottom, but that's where I am. So I'm kind of gunning for a finish for 2026. According to Stitch Pal, it tells me if I stitch 65 stitches a day, I will have this finished. Yeah, we'll see. But at least if nothing else, I want to get it to 50%. So, which I reckon I can do. There's only 12% more to go and I'm halfway through. So that one's looking great. Okay, so that was Arctic Blast. I might just throw that back on my Q-snap because that's the one I'm stitching at the moment. I need to put today's 65 stitches in it later. Okay, so we're starting with they're not like pure alphabetical order, but they're pretty jolly close. Actually, no, these ones aren't going to be because I've got my pile here of A through to B and I've got the pile upside down. So we're going to start with B and then we'll work back to A. It does make sense. I'm sure it makes sense. Makes sense to me. So now on my laptop here, it will tell me, because there's some of my whips I haven't touched in 2025. And I really want to try and make an effort to touch everything this year, it's 2026. This year may not be possible with 180 whips. If I did like 100 on each, that's 180,000 stitches. I don't think I can do that many in a year, so we'll give it a try. So, anyway, never mind. Right, so we're moving straight on to B. Okay, this one is called Butterfly Profusion. It's a dimensions kit. I started this a very long time ago. It has currently got, well, it's a paper chart, but I did 280 stitches on this in 2025, which is not a lot. Frustratingly, it's half finished. This is obviously a printed piece of Ada, and I'm doing backstitch and all the metallics and stuff as I go. It just looks awesome. It's half finished. It's half finished. Come on, Nancy, you can finish this one. You should be able to finish this one. So all these things that I would like to finish in 2026, but you know, best intentions. I have a feeling in 2024, I held that one up and said, oh, I'm going to finish this one in 2025. And needless to say, I only got 280 stitches on it. So it's not that many. All right, now how am I going to do this? I'll put my pile down here. Okay, the next one is called Being Strong. Hopefully you can see this little picture. That is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It comes from TJ Designs on Etsy. She does a series of these. I bought 3 of them. If you bought like 2, you got one free. And you can mix and match the mandala with the quote. I have got, let's have a look, Being Strong was a new start in 2025. And I did 403 stitches. And this, I've got to work out which way it goes. I think it goes that way. This is what it currently looks like. There we are, that's where I'm at with it. I'm using random thread. I'm not using the called for. I'm basically just looking in my box, which has got all sorts of random threads, and I'm matching the color as closely as possible. So, sorry, I've got the sun shining in. It's 37 degrees today. It's bloody hot. I had to turn my air conditioning down because it's so loud. But let me just get that piece of orange thread off there. But yeah, I possibly could have shut the curtains, but then the light wouldn't have been so good. So you'll just have to see all my creases. So there we go. That's where I am with that one. Okay, so that is being strong. We'll pop that one away. Okay, I am going to put it away as I go. Otherwise, I'll end up with such an almighty mess by the time I've finished here that I'll go crazy. So, okay, the next one is a Riolis kit. I call it Black Horse. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. That is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I love this kit. Obviously stitched on Black Ada, the typical Riolis threads, like so. And what have I got here? This, I haven't done a lot, but that's okay, doesn't matter. And I don't know which way up it is. That's where I'm at. Now, Black Horse, I have one here called Black Horse, and I've got another one called Black Stallion. I think this one is Black Horse, and I only did 179 stitches on it in 2025. I started this one in 2024. So it's done on a 14 count Black Ada, obviously with all the kit threads. I love that one though, love it. I actually have the matching pair. It's a white horse, also obviously a Riolis kit. So I'd love to, I'd love to do them both together. And then they would look great. But of course you're assuming that I'm ever going to finish anything, which, you know, I'm 51, nearly 52. I think the chances of me finishing most of these things is pretty slim in my lifetime, considering I keep starting new things all the time. Okay, the next one, we are in the B's at the moment. We're sort of working our way to A, and then I'll start on another pile, which will start with C and work back to B. So I apologize, they're sort of not quite, anybody who's like, oh, it's not in alphabetical order, it's close enough, okay? All right, this one is by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is no longer available, this chart. I've had it for a very long time. It's called a Basilisk. I really love it. My printer's not that great, so the color doesn't turn out that good on that one. So a Basilisk, I did a huge 102 stitches on this in 2025. That's not a lot. I don't know whether this is the right way up or not. Can't really see very much. There we go. So I'm doing it on a 25 count, white even weave, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 25. Might be 28, might be a 28 count. There we go, that's that one. So that did not get a lot of love this year. It probably should. You know, the thing is, I love all my WIPs. I love them. I'd love to just, you know, see progress. So, you know, even with that one, I mean, I don't know what the stitch, it's 390, sorry, oh God, I can't see. It is 525 by 396. So, you know, quite a lot, but even just to see sort of 1% would be kind of nice, but anyway. Okay, this one is another Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a mini. It's called Mini Blood by Melanie Dellen. I love the big one, but there's so much sky, so kind of the mini was made sense. Did I do Mini Blood? Let's have a look. Have I got it under Mini Blood? Yeah, I did a huge 150 stitches on this year. Obviously, I've started top left. I'm doing it on a 25 count easy guide, and I'm right up in the sky. Again, good block stitching. It's great for myth, but it's not very exciting doing the sky. You know, because that's on an easy guide, I probably could count my way down and actually do something interesting, although there's There's an awful lot of black in that one. There's a lot of black. So you either got sky or black. And you don't want to, I mean, you kind of want to do the face because that's the interesting bit. But I think the problem is if you did the face straight up, then nothing else would be interesting. And you'd be like, yeah, I'm done with that one now. Okay, next one is a Carolyn Manning. It is called Bohemian Bliss. Needless to say, I had to have that one because it kind of fits. There we go. Love the colours on it as well. Right, Bohemian Bliss, I did in 2025, 567 stitches on this one. And that's where I'm at. It's looking good. I'm doing this on a 16 count white Ada. I love 16 count for Carolyn Manning. It's my favourite. There you go. That's that one. Okay. Now, that's a B, Bohemian Bliss. Let's pop that one away. Okay, this is another Heaven and Earth, Bluebell Woods, still deep in the B's. That's that one. It is by Anne Stokes. I wasn't sure. I sort of struggled when I start this one as to what colour fabric to do it on because I didn't want to do it on white because there's an awful lot of light colour in that unicorn. And if there's one thing I despise is stitching white on white. I hate it. So I chose to do it on pink. This is a piece of pink 25 count Lagana. And I did 700. So this was a new start in 2025. I did 785 stitches on that one. I've started top center with all those beautiful blues and aquas and purples and teals. Gorgeous. So I'd really like to work on that one more. Do you know what? You're going to get so sick of me hearing me say that. I really want to work on them. I do. I want to work on them. Oh my God. So, okay, that's that one. Right. Oh, this one I know for a fact I did not touch in 2025 because it's right down the bottom. It's got a 0 next to the running total on it. It's from a cross stitcher magazine from July 2001. It's called Beach Sampler, or I've called it Beach Sampler. Actually, you can see the colour better on that one. It's really cute. I really like it. Okay. I'm doing it on it's a 14 count Ada, but it's quite a wide spaced 14 count. Needless to say, I haven't got a huge amount of space on the side. Nothing unusual there for me. It's like find a piece. Oh, it's close enough. There's George. George is saying hello. Hey, George. Okay, that's where I'm at. As I said, I have not touched this. George, don't do that to the sofa. You've already destroyed the sofa, honestly. Why would you bother giving a cat a scratching post? Because frankly, all they do is scratch the sofa. So there we go. So that's where I'm at on Beach Sampler. That one, I really ought to get that one out and do that because it's such an easy stitch as well. So, and you can get the little motifs done and yeah, you know. Anyway, so that I'm doing that. They had it in anchor threads from the magazine. I'm doing it in DMC. I just converted over to DMC so that it was close enough. I mean, I've got some anchor threads, but I haven't got enough to have been able to make that whole one up. So, all right, B. Oh, let's shut that down. This one is another Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called Breaking Free by Ciro Marchetti. I've started center. It's 450 wide by 679 high. I did 576 stitches on this in 2025. Interesting. So that's where I'm at. I'm doing it on let's put the light there. I'm doing it on a 25 count easy guide. Now, 28 count easy guide. Sorry, I lied. So what I've done is there's a whole stack of Krynic in this, and I'm sorry, but I hate Krynic. I hate stitching with Krynic. I'll do it, but because what I find it, because I'm doing this, sorry, I'm gonna have to put glasses on. Yeah, I'm doing this 2/1/10 stitch on a 28 count. Now, I don't like the thickness of the Krynic. It's much thicker than thread. So I thought I'd use Etoile instead, because there's a white Etoile which has got like a silver fleck through it. The only thing is, as you can see there, it kind of comes up a bit grey. It's still got the sparkle, but rather than being pure white, it's come up as grey. So I don't know whether I'm going to stick with it or not. I mean, there's a lot of Krynic in this one, and I don't know whether I'm not going to take it out, because if there's one rule I have is I don't frog, especially not on this kind of size. I don't frog. I fudge, I don't frog. But I'm kind of thinking, rather than persevering with the Etoile, I mean, you can sort of see the sparkle on that. I might just switch to a B5200 and just forget about the sparkle. Yeah, I just don't know. I haven't decided on that yet. When I put that in, like, I was really excited, going, oh yeah, the Etoile will be great. And I thought, oh, and I put it in, and I did like that little block, and I was like, it's very grey because of the silver through it. I don't know whether that's the effect that I want, and how's that going to look over the whole image. And anyway, that's a problem for future Nancy. Right, this one is called Art Deco Lady. Oh, does that mean we've gone on to the A's? Yes, we have. Right, Art Deco Lady. Let's move myself up here. Where are we? Art Deco Lady. There we are. I did 314 stitches on this in 2025. It is by Vivsters on Etsy. I love it. The whole lot is stitched. Like, I could have done it on a grey fabric, but I didn't have a grey fabric, so I'm like, I'll just stitch all this. This is great. Again, great block stitching. So I am, which way does it go? Which way does it go? I think it goes this way. That's where I'm at. So, yep, that's right. So what I decided I'd do is I'd like do a little bit of colour and then go over and do some grey, and then do a little bit more colour and then go and do some grey. Because I'm doing it on a 14 count, it's actually really quite easy stitching, and when the colour comes in, it's nice. The colour's good. So yep, so that's Deco Lady. She got 500 odd stitches, which is nice. Could have got more, but never mind. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time to stitch. I wish I had more. Right, while we're talking about, oh no, this is Art Nouveau. So we move from Deco to Nouveau. So this is Art Nouveau Gold. I call her my Art Nouveau lady. She's from Celtic Rose on, oh God, I've got something in my eye. Eyelash. On Etsy. It's full coverage, 299 by 192. And what did I do on her? Oh, she's brand new for 2025. She's a new start. And I started with 200 stitches, which is not very much. I'm doing her on a 14 count, so she's huge. Oh, actually, no, she's not as huge as I thought. Can't really see very much because, oh God, there you go. That's about all I've done. It's barely worth showing, is it? It's 200 stitches. It's a start. There we go. So obviously I've started center, which is her face. So it's all the light on light. But I do love it. I love the hair and, you know, the whole lot. It's great. So, yep. So she got a 200 stitch start. I'm not going to say it. I'm thinking it, but I'm not saying it because otherwise I'll just get boring if I say the same things every time. I'd like to. Okay, let's put her away. So that's another one. Let's have a look. Stick her in the pile. Right, this one, I actually did quite a lot of work on this one. Earlier in the year before I started my new job and I was catching the train into work, I used to stitch on the train. I actually, interestingly enough, thought I'd get more stitching done now that I permanently work from home. I actually stitch significantly less than I did because I used to stitch on the train. I'd get 200 stitches a day, every day on the train. So this one is Art Deco Phoenix. The reason I have that is, in case any of you haven't seen my Phoenix, whoops, there we go. That's my Phoenix. So that's why I love my Phoenixes, because I have one tattooed on my leg. So that's why I bought this one. I love it. It's by Puck's Closet on Etsy. Full coverage, obviously. 225 by 565. Oh, she's even told me 127,690 stitches. Now, I managed to do 3,202 stitches on this. It was a new start last year and I made a damn good start on it. I'm doing it on a 28 count and that's your top corner. Now, there was a lot of 3371 in there, so it was actually quite easy stitching. I'm doing it full cross on 28 count. There we go. So I think I made a bit of a mess up in here, but as I said before, I am a fudger, not a frogger, so I'm just fudging it. So okay, so that's the Art Deco Phoenix. And now that got quite a lot of love. Right, this one, I affectionately call this one Balloons. It's actually called Into the Sky by Circus Stitches. This one I did not touch at all in 2025. Now, the beauty with this one is you can do whatever colors you like. This is a real stash buster, this one. Oh, hello. I'm doing it on a rare piece of fabric that I've actually kept the tag on. It's by Dying for Cross Stitch. It's an opalescent 20 count Jobelin. I'm doing it 2/1 and I think it looks amazing. Yeah, really good. It's gonna look incredible, but yeah, as I said, that got no love at all in 2025. Did not get picked up once. So, pity. All right, so the next one. Oh, this is Aurelia. She also got no love at all in 2025. This is a Maxine Gadd. Now, I originally had her as an old Mystic Stitch chart, and the Mystic Stitch chart was not nearly as clear and beautiful as this one. So I kind of started it as a Mystic Stitch and then was like, meh. So I moved on to the one straight from Maxine Gadd's site. So much prettier. And originally when I'd started in this top corner, like, again, a whole load of background, which is just going to be annoying. So when I restarted, I started center. Unfortunately, Aurelia's she's still only got 544 stitches. I don't even know which way she goes. Could be that way, could be that way. I usually write top on most of my fabrics. Oh, so that's where I'd originally started the first time. And I was like, I could frog it, but nah, I can't be bothered frogging that. Oh, eventually, if I ever get down to the bottom, I'll frog it. But right now, I'm right in the center, maybe that way. It's around her neck here. That's where I've sort of started. Yeah, but she's so pretty. Ah, dear. So yeah, so I'm much happier with the one that came off from the Maxine Gadd side. I've actually still got this was the Mystic Stitch chart that I had. You can see it's just not as clear. So yeah, so I was a little bit disappointed, and that's why I was like, nah, if I'm gonna do her, let's do her properly. All right, so that's Aurelia. Now, this one is called Amur Tiger. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs chart by June Sato, which I've had for years. It was one of my very first ones that I ever bought. So we're going back to like 2011 or 2012. And this year was the year that I was determined to start it. So I did. I managed 460 stitches to start. I'm doing it on a 22 count Aida. I've started center, and that's where I'm at. There's actually quite a lot of confetti in there, with the greens, all the greens in the middle, as you can see. The 22 count Aida is quite nice. Yeah, you can see that a bit better. Okay, so yeah, I like 22 count. It's probably 22, 25, probably my favorite counts, because I can't see as well as I used to. 28 count frustrates me because it's very small and I can't see it, whereas this one is actually quite comfortable to stitch. Right, another one by Ciro Marchetti. This is called Atrium. I've got the max color version. It is 750 wide by 528 tall. It is big. I'm doing it on a 22 count. Atrium, I did 0 in 2025. How disappointing, because look where I'm at. It's got 3,500 stitches in it already, and it looks amazing. But I didn't pick it up. Why did I not pick this one up in 2025? I mean, how good does that look? It's just like your top little flower there. The good thing about WIP parades is it forces you to look at all your WIPs and go, oh, come on, that one's a good one. All right, this one is called Angel Proclamation by Mirabilia. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I have to say, I don't want to say I've gone off Mirabilias. I just don't stitch them very often anymore. I think one of the things that irritates me is the sheer size of the chart. It's paper. I don't mind working with a paper chart. It slightly irritates me because I'm a stitch counter, so I like to, know. But I've got a counter now on my phone, and I just hit it, and it changes color every time you hit it. So you've got an idea of like that you've hit it or not. Although my memory is such that I'm like, have I hit it? Have I not hit it? But the chart is so unwieldy. They annoy me because they're just too big, and I don't have a lot of space to put my stuff out. So anyway, I'm whinging. I apologize. I don't mean to whinge. Right. Angel Proclamation got 200 stitches this year. I'm doing it 2/1 on a 28 count sparkly linen, which is huge because the project is huge, and that is where I'm at. I haven't done the whisper, which is the fluffy thread. There's a whole stack of whisper that needs to go in there. I haven't done the beads either, but yeah, it's one of those ones. Unfortunately with Mirabilias, I need to put them onto like, I don't play WIP Go, but various things where I'm forced to choose a WIP because of a game. If it was just a matter of me picking up a WIP that I fancied doing, I'd probably never put any stitches in them. It's a shame because I used to love them, and I have so many. As we know, like anybody who's watched it in my previous floss tubes will know, I have a collection of several hundred Mirabilias, which I will probably over the next year be selling because I'm never going to stitch them. And, they may as well not sit here. I may as well sell them to a home where somebody will stitch them. But yeah, I just tend not to. I don't know why. I just avoid them. Anyway. sorry to all you Mirabilia fans. I love them. I love them when they're finished. They're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I'm just, you know, but just not my jam right now. So, okay, the next one, I have put some stitches in this one. This one is called Gracious Era. This is a Dimensions kit. Oh, that's where, I was wondering where my other Q-snap was. I knew I had two and I couldn't work out where the second one was. Oh, anyway, let me show you. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And a lot of people know this one. It's Gold Collection. Lots of, it's typical dimensions, you know, half stitches, 2 threads, 3 threads, you know, back stitch, all sorts of bits and pieces. That's where I'm at. It got 170 stitches in 2025. And I'm very pleased that I finally found my Q-snap. I can take that off, because I've been a little annoyed recently as to, I know I've got a second Q-snap, I just don't know where it's gone. And there it was, inside the box with Gracious Era. Right, that's on a 14 count sort of greyish, blue grey Ada, which all came in the kit. So there's actually quite a cute little needle minder on there, but you know what, I'm going to leave that there. So pop that one away. Yeah, dimensions, they look amazing when they're finished. I mean, they are hard work. They're not for the faint of heart. There's no doubt about that, because, you know, of the various different threads and, you know. And also, again, paper charts, multicolored paper charts. So even if you create yourself a working copy, I don't know, I do have a color like printer, but even so, they're pretty hard work. So anyway, so that's that. Oh, and this is the last A. Okay, this one I know for a fact. Oh, hello, let's not lose that. That belongs to Breaking Free. I know for a fact I have not touched this one. In fact, I don't think I touched it in 2024 either. This one is a Jane Greenough. It's called Autumn Needle Roll. I am almost finished with the stitching, including the specialty stitches. All I've got to do is finish this little bit off down here, and I think I've got a couple of like bullion knots and stuff to do up the top. And then I'd actually have to make it into something. And maybe that's what puts me off, is the FFO part of it. I keep saying to myself, well, just finish the stitching and then it's a finish and you can worry about FFOing at another time. But anyway. So yeah, so that one has not been touched. I know for a fact that hasn't. Okay, so let's go to the next pile. Where are we at? 37 minutes. I've only done one pile here. Oh my God, this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. Right, let me turn this upside down so we can sort of do it in some kind of order. We can keep going with the bees. All right, this one is called Band of the Week Sampler. I put 200 stitches in on this one this year. I cannot show you a finished product because this was a stitch along, and each week, you know, you got a band per week or 2 bands or whatever per week. I've chosen to do it on the teeniest, tiniest 28 count fabric, 1/1. You can see when I started it, 2018, that's not my oldest WIP. I can assure you that's by nowhere my oldest WIP. My oldest WIP is at least 20 years. 20 years older than that, but never mind. So that's where I'm at. It's quite relaxing to do because you kind of start the band and you just work your way along and it's all lovely and repetitive. Apparently it's supposed to be like, I'm not going to unroll the whole lot, but pretty long. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll finish it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Who cares? I do have all of the bands, though. That's one thing I did make sure back in 2018 is I collected all of them so that I wouldn't get stuck wanting to finish it and not actually having the chart, because I have done that before with stitch-alongs. All right. Oh, remember I told you I had Black Horse and Black Stallion? Well, this is Black Stallion. It is a custom crafts kit. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Full coverage. Black Stallion. Where are we? Where is Black Stallion? Black Stallion got 0. I did nothing on this year. Comes with all the kit things. It's on a 14 count Ada. Top corner. That's as far as I've got. It's full coverage. It's obviously paper only. I think I scanned it to put into, what's not Pattern Keeper, what's the other one? Markup XP. So, but I've since moved tablets and I haven't actually moved it across yet. So, which is evidenced by the fact I've done nothing on it for over 12 months. So, yep, that's Black Stallion. Would be very pretty if it was done. Okay, what else have I got here? Right, another Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Bird, artwork by William Morris. This is confetti hell, let me tell you. I've done Bird, got 523 stitches in 2025. That's where I'm at. Now you can see what I mean by confetti hell. I don't think there were more than 2 stitches of one colour next to one another. So it just looks like somebody's just picked up some dirt and gone. Eventually it's actually going to look like something, but yeah. Anyway, yep, so that's that one. All right. Oh, I can't show you that one because it's actually over there. I haven't done anything on it. Anyway, it's a sampler. I don't really like it. But, all right. But this one I can. Bushflower Babies. I did 0 on this in 2025. 0. Right. That's Kit, Snuggle Pot and Cuddle Pie, which is very cute. I have done, I don't know what I've done on it, but it's got quite a bit. There we go. That's where I'm at. It's on a 2/1 on a 28 count even weave. It all came in the kit, so it's pretty cute, but got no love at all last year. And I'm obviously using all the stuff that came in the kit, all the threads and things in that. Let's pop all the threads away so I don't lose them. Okay, this is another one that I am confident got nothing on it in 2025. It's called Cat Wisdom. It's a kit by Busilla. There we are, it's pretty cute. Cat Wisdom, 0. Big fat 0 in 2025. That's where I'm at. A lot of backstitch. So, and half stitches, although it's on a 28 count Lagana, so doing the half stitches is not so bad. I'll just make sure George is not. So we have a bit of problem with George, my cat. George likes to go to the toilet in places that he shouldn't go to the toilet, inside the house. My cats are indoor cats. He has his litter tray, he knows how to use it, but he likes to express his disapproval at everybody and everything by going to the toilet inside the house. So you have to be really careful. If I see him getting into a box, it's usually I got to chase George away because he's like, oh, here's a box. I might use this. Anyway, the joys of pets. Okay, this one, I did do something on this one. It's called Champagne View. Where is it? Champagne View. I did 320 stitches on it. This is a Mystic Stitch. Paper only, full coverage. This was one of my adopted WIPs. I bought it off eBay. I think it was started. So she had all the threads and everything with it. The lady I bought it off, had done a reasonable amount. I've done quite a bit more. She'd done all this page here. I've done everything since then, but it got 320 stitches. Not very big. That's it. That's the full size of it. 14 count. Obviously, because it's paper, it, a little bit slower than if it was Pattern Keeper, but that's okay. That looks quite good. I just tick away at that one. Put my chart away. All right. Now, next one. Oh, I love this one. I started this one in 2025. It's called Clockwork Dragon. Yes, I did. This is one I bought a long time ago for my son. My son's now 14. He's not interested in it anymore, but I still love it. For a little while, I'd contemplated just doing the dragon and dropping the background, but I actually really like the background. So it's just a whole world of brown. It's like 89 colours. That's 89 shades of brown. So that's that one. So I've only done a 500 and something start. Oh, there's a bit of grey in there as well, grey and brown. So I don't know which way up this is. I can't remember where I've written. Usually what I do, oh, yep. I've written here, as you can see, I've written the word, can't see, top. I do that so I know which way up it's supposed to go. I usually, if there's a selvage, I usually put the selvage at the top. Not always, but that's generally my habit. So that's the top, which means that's the way it goes. That's all it's got so far. That's on a 25 count easy guide. But I love that one. What is it? 450 by 572, so pretty average size heaven and earth. That one. As I said, my son's not that interested in it anymore, but I still like it. Right, this one is definitely my oldest WIP by a long shot. I have shown this so many times, and every time I show it, it's like, why the hell don't you finish it? I think this WIP is from 1990. 7. Oh, hang on. No, I've got a date written in here. This is back in the days where I used to write the date as to when I started it. 1998. June 1998 is when I started this one. That's it. I did not know a lot about cross stitching at that time. I'd only just kind of started cross stitching. It's almost 30 years ago now. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty, and had not realized the sheer volume of backstitch in this is mind-blowing. Not to mention all this stuff at the back, which is all backstitch as well. But it's the complexity of the backstitch in here, as well as the metallics. So of all of the, because there's like 5 of them in here, and I love them all, I think this one would be the most complex of all of them, and that was the one I started with, because I was like, oh, here's a lovely book with some lovely carousel horses. Let's open it up and start with number 1, which was this one. It didn't occur to me that maybe, oh, actually none of them are simple. They're all pretty complicated. Anyway, whatevs. And I did it on a 14 count. This has had, oh, hang on, has it had some love this year? I think it might have. Carousel horse. Oh, no. According to my spreadsheet, it hasn't. I thought I put some backstitch into this year, last year, but maybe it was the year before. I don't know. Every year just blends into one another. But oh, let's hold it up. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. That's where we're at. He's got 2 front legs. The backstitch in his flowers, etc., just make me want to like curl up into a ball and cry. 14 count. There we go. It looks great. Yeah, it's all done in anchor threads, because that was back in the day where you didn't realize that actually DMC was going to end up taking the market. There's a whole lot of Krynics in there, of which I've got all of them, but they're all done as blending filaments. So it's a complex piece. It's not, certainly not a beginner's piece of cross stitch, that one. And considering I actually got quite a long way, considering I was pretty new to the whole cross stitch game at that stage, I persevered for a long time with that one. Yeah, you know what? It really ought to be finished. Like 1998. I don't want it to be a 30-year-old WIP. So I really need to finish it before I get to 2028, which seems like a long way away. It's not a long way away. I could easily be sitting here this time next year going, oh, you know the carousel horse? Yeah, I've done nothing on it in 2026. All right, this little one, this is a new start. It's just a little wee one, which I bought from Etsy. I wish I could remember the name of the shop that I bought it off, but I can't. It's tiny. It's only teeny tiny. It's almost should go into my smalls list, but it's like, it's too big for a small, but it's too small for a big. Does that make sense? Anyway, so I've put it with my bigs. Yes, I call it cat and poppies. I'm using just random, oh, here you are. You can see how small. That's how small it's going to be. It's only teeny tiny. I'm just using random leftover threads from my thread box, which kind of match the colors. I'm not using proper DMC. So that's where I got to. Cat and poppies, I suspect it's about 248 stitches. So, but you can see that's a little one. That's an easy win, that one. It's an easy win. Cat and poppies, easy win. 2026. See if we can get a finish. Probably not. Probably not. Okay, this one, Heaven and Earth Designs. I have this paper only. I don't care because I love it. It's called Conversation Around Fish by James C. Christensen. Just love that one because I love my fish. I have pet fish. I love my fish. Obviously, it's all paper chart. I am doing this on a random piece of 25 count. And because, that way. Because I'm paper only, I'm doing this square by square, diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. I hate parking. I do, but for full coverage on paper, it's just, I find cross country is too frustrating because you think you found where the symbol is and then you stitch it and then you go, okay, that's it, and you finish off your thread and then you find one where you've missed it and it's like, oh, that's so fucking annoying. Whereas if you do it kind of square by square, you kind of do that, and obviously there's really only 2 or 3 colors in those top few squares, as you can see where that is. I've just started obviously top left. And I just have to, look, I don't like parking because I hate all these hanging threads, but I just have to suck it up for my paper Heaven and Earth. So I have several paper Heaven and Earths. This is not the only one I have, but I love it. So that one was a brand new one and it's 800 stitches, got 800 stitches in. So there we go, 25 count. I would say it's not an easy guide. It's not an easy guide because it's kind of 20 by 20 squares and the lines are very unclear, so I'm just ignoring that and just stitching. So but you're doing it in 10 by 10 squares, it's not so, it doesn't matter so much. All right, that was Conversation Around Fish. Right, another Heaven and Earth. This is a freebie from a very long time ago. It's called Christmas Animals. That one there. Artwork by Luthu Trevisi. Oops, sorry about my light. Yeah, it's afternoon here, so the light's kind of dipping in and out. It's only small. It's only 237 by 168. Obviously not full coverage. So I'm doing it on a piece of sparkly 28 count. Yeah. I did put some stitches into this. 400 stitches went into this year. Which way does it go? This way. There we go. That's the size of the fabric, so it's only little. And I actually think I've color completed a couple of colors. So even though there's the typical, oh, it doesn't say, but there's like 89 usual Heaven and Earth 89 colors, because there's only 16,000 stitches. Some of them, like this sort of blue in here, you just color complete. They're done. That's it. There is no more. So that's the kind of the little stoat thing in the Christmas tree there. So bit of confetti, but it's not too bad. And again, because it's small, it's doable, and you can see the sparkle in that. So I thought that'd be quite pretty. I'm not much of a Christmas stitcher. I don't really I don't really do Christmas stitching. It doesn't really do it for me, but that's one of my rare, I think I have 1 or 2 Christmas stitches, particularly for challenges, like stitch something to do with Christmas. It's like, I suppose I better have something Christmas. There's a few, anybody who's on the Stitches So Beautiful Facebook group would have seen that she generously gave out 25 charts for Christmas in the kind of the advent calendar leading up. I got all of them because that's what I do. Probably there's only about 2 that I'd stitch, and I did contemplate maybe starting one of those as a Christmas stitch, but never got around to it. But maybe next year, maybe this year I'm talking about, not next year. Right, this one is called Cicadas and Dragonflies. This one got 110 stitches this year. Again, it's a paper chart. There we go. It's an Aboriginal painting by Maureen Warrenburg from the Daly River Artists in the Northern Territory. It's on a dark blue 14 count Aida. It's only small. Beautiful colours, and it's a mix of full cross and half cross stitches. It was a kit. So again, very doable, that one, very finishable. What is it? It's only 90, what are we? 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 99 by 99. 40, yeah, 99 by 99 stitches, so it's not actually very big. Yeah, could I do a finish? Yeah, maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. All right. Oh, the design company is called Cockatoo Designs in Northern Territory, but the artist is Maureen Warrenburg. Okay, so we're still in C. Let's continue with C. Oh no, that's an F. That's because my next pile is also upside down. I apologize. Let's turn the pile upside down. Oh, the other way around. There we go. Okay, this is going to be the last pile I do with this one because we're already up to an hour. And then, yeah, this is going to be 4-parter. Sorry. All right, so this next one is another Heaven and Earth design. It is called Computer Wizard. Let me just check here. I put 784 stitches into this one in 2000 and... Oh, where's my picture? Computer Wizard, where are you? No. Yes. Randall Spangler. There you go. It's been printed on shiny paper. I think I adopted this one off somebody. It's huge. 525 by 751. For a long time, this was my biggest. Not my biggest anymore. I got a big one. I'm doing it on a very large piece of 25 count Easy Guide. I was originally going to do this as a extreme cross country because there's like, I don't know, 20,000 stitches in black. Needless to say, I got bored. So I started putting colour in, which made it a lot more interesting, and I enjoyed it a lot more. I am not an extreme cross country girl. I get bored way too quickly. So I need colour. So that's where we're at. It's good. It's looking good. Yeah, that's good. So I think all up we've got, it's got 2,360 stitches all up, of which 784 were done in 2025. So yeah, so that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, I once I started doing colour on that one, I rediscovered my love for it. Oh, there you go. I've got a date. I started that in 2020. It's fine. Back when I used to write dates on things. I'm not sure I do that now because it just scares me too much. Right, next one is another Heaven and Earth. We're still in the seas. This one is called Chesterton on Blue Patchwork. It's by Leslie Ann Ivory, obviously, because she does all the beautiful cats. The reason, I'm pretty sure I said this last year, I bought this one because I had a piece of 22 count Aida, which was long and thin, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I actually bought the chart specially to fit my piece of fabric. Chesterton got 250 stitches this year. That's where I'm at. Obviously, I started at the top. My plan is to work all the way across and then to just start working down. Surprisingly enough, these little patchwork squares have a lot of confetti in them. When I started stitching one of the patchwork squares, I was like, there's more confetti in this than I expected. But, you know, you've got a bit of block stitching around the edges, but there's a lot of confetti. So that's how long it is. Yeah, that was my piece that I had. So yeah, so that will look quite good when it's done. Obviously, I'm doing it 1/1 on a 22 count Aida. It's Chesterton. At least he got some love. Didn't get a huge amount of love, but he got some loving. Some loving is better than no loving. Right, let's pop him down. Right, the next one is Death by Cross Stitch. We all know and love Death by Cross Stitch. I am doing, this is by Long Dog Samplers. I'm doing Death by Cross Stitch using random scraps of thread that I have in my big scrap box. I'm just picking colors as I go, as I feel. I'm not getting excited like, oh, it's got to be in purples or whatever, although they are in purples at the moment because I felt like purples. That's where I'm at. I am doing this on a 40 count, 1/2, 40 count. Why did I choose to do it on a 40 count, you ask? Because I can't see. Because I had a piece of 40 count which was exactly the right size. So I do have to use a magnifier for this. I really struggle to stitch this one. But yeah, 1 strand over 2 threads. So that's where I'm at. And that one's fun because there's no rhyme or reason as to colour. You just go, oh, like there's purple. I'll put some more purple in there. And but there's some pink. Let's pop some pink in there. Like, I think that pink I'm using at the moment is actually a piece of a variegated thread. I don't know. Just give it a go. So I've seen some long dogs done. I know Carla's done her pandemic in like random coloured threads and it just looks so pretty. So, and me being me with my, I have got to change things constantly, is really, I need the colour. Okay, talking of colour, this is a Carolyn Manning. This is a brand new start for 2025. It's called Dragonfly. It's another one of her Shooting Star collection, which I love. Oh my God, I love them. Now, I picked to do this one 2/2 on a 28 count sort of green. The thing is, it's going to be full coverage, but like the green, the color doesn't show out as well on the green as I'd hoped, but I keep thinking it's all going to be stitched on anyway. So kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, that's my top. Okay, so that's where I'm at. I've worked my way from the center out to the side. I did 1,219 stitches on this in 2025. That's when I started it, so brand new. 2025 start. There we go. Yeah, I do love my Carolyn Mannings. Thank you, Carla. That is because of you, as you know very well. Alrighty, that's Dragonfly. I think Carla's doing that one as well, but she's a lot further along than I am. All right, the next one. I know I have not touched this because it's a Mirabilia. She needs love. This is the first Mirabilia ever. As you can see, I had Nora Corbett actually sign my my Mirabilia. This is a collector's item, this one now, because they don't even, I took it to her to sign, even she was like, they don't do these envelopes. This is a really old one. So it's Damask Roses. I like her because she's got no beads or anything. She's just straight up, you know. But it's Mirabilia, so I don't stitch it on much as I should. I don't even need to look. I know she got nothing in 2025. That's where we're at. That's her head, or the top of her head. There's no point in unfolding because it doesn't go any further than that. That's as far as it goes, so. Yeah, and I keep putting her on like lists of like, okay, if this one gets pulled, I have to stitch her, and then I find an excuse not to. which is sort of sad. It's sort of sad. I've seen her stitched up. She's fully kitted here. I've seen her stitched up and she does look absolutely stunning. Oh yeah, totally fully kitted. I even got a little project bag for her, which I made. So, you know, but yeah, she's very pretty. Okay, right, speaking of dragonflies, this is, so I kind of got on to printed cross stitch, stamped, not printed, stamped cross stitch this year. And I picked up a kit as a freebie on the, whatever you call it, freebie table at the retreat that I went to earlier in the year. And I was like, oh, I quite like that one. So I went on to Temu, as you do, and I bought, and these are all like AI image, you know, I've seen these images all over the place. So I bought 4 of them, stamped kits. I've started one, and then I was introduced to WIP and I bought a few of those, maybe 5, and I've started one as well. But I actually like the stamps. Now, the problem with these Temu ones, so that's what it will look like when it's done. 14 count. I don't do the Temu. Temu do 11 count and 14 count. I don't do 11 count because, you know, 14 count is big enough for me. What was I saying? I can't remember. I'm sure I was saying something about, it'll come back to me. Poof, gone out of my brain. Anyway, so I'll show you where I'm at. It's a bit hard to see. I mean, it sort of is, but it isn't. There you go. That's where I've started. I love the way that the picture just starts to appear. You get this riot of colour with the stamped, and then as you start stitching, this picture just sort of appears. I just love it. I really do. And I mean, for these Temu ones, I mean, it's all Chinese like thread. This is not top quality stuff, I can assure you. For the price, I mean, they're like what, $12 each or something. They're really cheap. But you get like a needle, you get a needle threader, not that I need that. You get all the threads, which are all on bobbins for you. And they're quite fun. This one, I have to say, I've started 2, sorry, I lie. I've started 2 of the Temu ones now. The print on this one is not as good. The print on this one is slightly out. The print on the other one that I'm doing, which I'll probably show in a later one because it begins with K, so you won't get it now. That one, the print is a lot better. The WIP Biz ones and the Stamp Stitch Club one, I also have one of those. The print is immaculate. It's perfect. But you get what you pay for. So you pay more for a stamped kit and you'll get like precision printing, stamping, whatever you want to call it. You pay less, like a Temu one, and you got to accept that maybe the stamping might be just slightly out. But fortunately, you do get a chart of sorts. It's not really a chart. It's just the same. It's the print just on a piece of paper, which is actually a bit clearer. So what I can do is, like, if I'm not entirely sure what the like stamping is, I'll just check on here to make sure I've got the right one. So, but yeah, it's looking quite good. There we go. And how much have I done on that one? Dragonfly. Oh, I wonder what I've called this one. Maybe stamped dragonfly? What did I call it? Stamped dragonfly. 1,254 stitches. Yeah, I enjoy doing it. I do like the stamp kits. I'm pretty sold on stamp kits. Never thought I would be, but I actually really quite like them. All right, even the cheap Temu ones. All right, I will at some point. I'll show you the other ones that I've got. Yeah, they're quite cute. I mean, they're all, you know, bog standard images. They're nothing, you know, nothing kind of earth-shattering or anything. I think I've got some cats and yeah, so they're good. If you've never tried one, I'd highly recommend them. They're very relaxing because you don't have to think too hard. Yeah, again, the only problem is, like, as I said, because I'm a stitch counter, is you have to count your stitches. But all right, let's get through this pile. We're already at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, this one got no love. Let's go back up the top. This is my dancing queen. Where is she? So we're obviously in D. Where are we? The dancer? The dance leader. Nah, she got nothing. Nothing in 2025. It's a kit, a fleur-de-lis kit. That's what she's going to look like when she's done. She's not enormous. All anchor threads. That's the size of the fabric. And that way, because that's her bottom there. The background is half stitches. Yep. But I've actually got the matching pair to this one as well. Just the chart. I haven't actually got the kit. I just bought the chart off somebody off Stash Unload because I thought, oh, they'll look nice together. Oh, when I finish those, they'll look great together. All right, more dragonflies. This one is called Disintegration. It's an old Heaven and Earth freebie. I've wanted to start this one for ages. I really like it. I think we did our Haid Mania, our little group, which is basically in May, we start as many Heaven and Earth design charts as we can. So I started this one in Haid Mania. Disintegration, where is it? 400 stitches, that was my start. So I did it on a bluish fabric because lots of light stitches, and we all know how much I love stitching white on white and light on light. I can't stand it. So that's why that one's on a piece of dark fabric. Okay, so that's Disintegration. That one can go away. All right, we will get that hour and a half. I reckon we can do this in an hour and a half. Right, this one is called Exotic Birds. It's by Shirova Creations on Etsy. I've actually also got a companion piece to this. The chart has all the black to stitch. I have chosen not to stitch the black. What I have chosen to do is do it on black 16 count Aida instead. So I got the fun of going through getting rid of all the black on Pattern Keeper. So it actually looks like I'm like 40% in or something. So that's where I'm at. What did I call it? Exotic bird, hummingbird. Yeah, I only did 180 in 2025. There's actually a lot of confetti, a lot more than I expected. It kind of looks like it should be some block stitching. It's not. But on the black, I think it's going to look great. So, and I've got a matching piece of black 16 count for the companion piece, which I have, which I will also drop the background of, because why would you stitch the black background when you could just do it on black Aida? Although saying that, I have got ones where I'm stitching the background, so you know. All right, this one I know she got no love in oh no, hang on, maybe I started her in 2020. No, she got no love whatsoever. She got started in 2024 and got no love in 2025. This is Easter Fairy. It's just a little one by, oh, hang on, that's telling me that my phone's about to run out of charge. Yeah, I better be done in the next 15 minutes. Right, it's Easter Fairy by Mirabilia. Big problem with this, I didn't realize when I started it, is all specialty threads. So I'm just converting it to DMC because I'm not buying specialty. Oh, hello, that's the beads that go with it. I'm not buying specialty threads for this. I've got the Krynic and I've got the beads. Where are we at with it? There. So I'm just using DMC. Doesn't really matter. There you go. I'm doing it on a piece of linen. I think I had the linen. So I had it. It was like a little half kit. I didn't have the threads, but I had the Krynic, I had the beads, and I had the linen. So that's why I was like, oh, I really should start this. So I did. And then it was only when I kind of opened it up to start it that I realized it required probably about $50 worth of specialty threads. And I'm like, I'm not spending $50 on a tiny little Mirabilia. No offense, but no. Just no. It can be done in DMC. So, and it'll still look good, which it will. All right, this next one is by Smoke and Ash Designs. I call her my Earth Goddess, Orange Earth Goddess. Where are we? Is she under Earth Goddess or did I put her under Orange Goddess? Orange Earth Goddess, right. She got no love at all in 2025. Oh my God. I'm doing her 2 over 1 on 28 count, 10 stitch, and that's the top corner. So she's currently sitting at 1,772 stitches, and she needs more love. She is 300 by 534, and I'm up in this top corner, so not very interesting yet. I need to get to some interesting stuff. Okay, that's by Jade at Smoke and Ash, which is lovely. All right, this one was a new start for 2025. It is called Fancy Unicorn by Cross Stitch for Everyone, from Etsy. I've only made a tiny start on this one. I think, let's go up to F. Where are we? F for Fancy. There, she got 200 stitches. Oh, it's a mini, teeny little center star. Oh, there we go. That's it. Now you can see the colour. 25 count linen, I think. Yeah, 25 count linen. So obviously I've started center, which is in the middle of this bit. Yeah. Okay, I didn't get a lot done on that one. It was just a start for the sake of a start, because I love starting things. Right, what is this one? Oh, this one is a Fish and Shells. It is a Platinum Collection, very old kit that I bought back in 1990, probably about 8. I still remember when I bought it. By Janelin. It's full coverage. The whole thing is stitched. It's on a 14 count. Difficulty, massive chart, massive paper chart, very unwieldy. That's where I'm at. Fish and Shells, I think, got some, where are we? It got 129 stitches this year. I've also decided I'm going to add some Krynic or some blending filament into it, just to give it a bit of sparkle. So yeah, so even this black background here is stitched. This is all stitched, and the border, obviously. So yeah, so I quite like that one. As I said, I still remember when I bought it back in 1998 or whatever. I remember I was like, oh, I love this. This is so good. And then I left it for 20 odd years to actually do it. Oh, this one, I can't show you a finished picture of this because I don't have it. Hang on, let's see if there's any charge in that. No, there's no charge in that. I'm gonna hold off on that one and show it to you next time, because I'll have a picture of it. That's another one of Mitch's stitches. But right, this one is called Floral Garden Sampler. It's a Jane Greenough. Let's see if I can find the picture of it. Here we are. Floral Garden Sampler. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Very pretty, except I'm not a big sampler fan anymore, but you know what, I've started it, so let's persevere. That doesn't fit in the box, which is why it wasn't in the box. That's where I'm at. Just like the Mirabilias, I put these samplers on, you know, games and stuff, so I have to put a few stitches in it. I think Floral Garden Sampler got 200 stitches this year. It's done on a linen, a lot of specialty stitches in there. Okay, so that one's that. It's a full kit, so I've got all the threads and everything. But yeah, samplers don't really float my boat anymore. All right, and Floral Woman got 0 love in 2025. 0 love, I think, because Carla Stitch Me Sane and I are stitching this together. Her Floral Woman is in the naughty corner because she's made a big mistake, and Carla is a frogger rather than a fudger, and it's been sitting in timeout for a very long time. And so because hers is in timeout, I haven't really been stitching mine either. So, but she's very pretty. I'm stitching her on a 28 count. I'm stitching the whole background, the blue, so there's an awful lot of blue background in there, but she got nothing for 2025. I've got a whole stack of 939. I think, oh God, how many skeins of 939 have I got there? About 5. That's probably how many I'll need. Okay, that's Floral Woman. And the last one in my pile, woohoo, is Fiery Delight. Another one who got, oh no, she got 200 stitches in 2025. So Fiery Delight is by Nomadic Needle Designs on Etsy. Very pretty. I'm working top corner. I'm doing it full cross, 1/1 on a 25 count. She's not huge. There, she's only reasonably small. 266 by 399, so not enormous. So yeah, a lot of dark stitching up in that top corner. So she only got 200 stitches, I think. There we go. All right, that is 3 piles. There is at least another 3, 6. So these are all sitting on a shelf over there. Now I've actually moved everything over there so I could like see my floor. There's at least another 3 floss tubes there worth, if you want to count in all my minis as well. So that's it for your viewing pleasure. That is WIP Parade 2026 part 1 from Bohemian Stitchery. I won't talk too much about like life or anything because you're all just here for the WIPs, and I can do that at the end of like episode 4 maybe. So hang about. Episode 2 might take me a couple of weeks to do, but I will get there. These are going to come out progressively over the next few weeks. And yeah, thank you for sticking around. If you've subscribed to me and you've stuck around this long, thank you so much for not leaving. If you're new, welcome. I am going to be better at posting this year. I was absolutely atrocious last year. I think I posted 2 floss tubes, maybe 1. It wasn't very many. So yeah, so I will be better this year because we're pledged. Carla and I have pledged we're going to do this. So yeah. Okay, that's it. I'm going to put this pile away and I will speak to you very soon. Okay, see you later. Bye.